So, what we'll talk about today is Zen and meaning, life meaning. I think we can say that everyone in the world wants to find some meaning for their life. Whether it's philosophical or in the things that we do. We go to work, we wake up in the morning, we go to work, we raise families, maybe, or we excel in our profession. Something like that, to give our lives meaning. We're trying to find, why was I born, and make this meaningful that I was born, make this meaningful that I existed, that I'm useful, and not only useful but actually meaningful, that I've gone through all these experiences and all this suffering and contributed in a meaningful way to my understanding of who I am and the next generation that follows me, whether they're directly related to me or just people who just follow me into my profession, etc. We all want to leave something behind in the sense that it was meaningful that we lived. And in the Zen school, this is why you come and sit Zazen. This wanting to find meaning in your life, to make this moment meaningful, to make your life meaningful, is why you come and do Zazen. And I'll tell you a story. It's an old traditional story from Japan about a samurai and a farmer. And I feel that this quite strongly illustrates this. So there was a farmer and he had a debt to a samurai. And the samurai comes to see how his debt is going. And it's apparent he can't, that it's not going well. And the farmer, the samurai says to the farmer, well, I'll be back next week and that's it. Your time is up. You need to, pay your debt or you're finished. You die, I'll kill you if you can't pay your debt. So the farmer propositions back to him, well, what if I do this? What if I can't pay my debt, I fight you instead? And the samurai says, okay, well, that's same of same. I'll still kill you if you can't pay your debt. So I'll see you next week, one way or another. So now the farmer, he's a farmer, he's not a samurai. He's not somebody who uses a sword or a weapon. So he goes to see a sword teacher. There's one living locally. He goes to see the sword teacher and he explains that he needs to learn how to use a sword in a week so he can defeat this man. And the sword teacher says, yes, you are indeed dead. You have no hope. Your situation is hopeless. You are indeed dead. But, the farmer pleads with him. He says, you got to teach me something. I can't just, this guy, I just can't go down. And so the teacher says, all right, I'll teach you something, but I think you can't learn much in a week. So I'll just teach you this one thing. You do this one thing, and at least you can die reasonably, So he shows him how to do ippon-me, which means one strike. He makes Jodan, Jodan Game, to hold the sword above his head and make one strike. And he says to him, practice this. And so the farmer does. He practices. He practices every night, every day, for a week, puts his whole heart into it, It's his only chance out of where he is. And then when the day comes and the samurai comes back, they go out to the field and the farmer raises his stick above his head in Jodan, and the samurai looks at him and he sees the total commitment this man has to his own death. He has no hope of winning, but he will make this one strike, this one thing that he can do, totally. And the samurai can see this. And he looks at him and he says, I don't need to fight you. You have already won. He's seen into his heart and he says, you have already won. It's finished. I think every one of you has this one simple thing, and that's all you need. The opportunity of hopelessness that we all share. The hopelessness of coming to the same one point which we all do together. And we do. That's how we must live. That's the purpose of Zen training, to help you find your life meaning, not by following someone else, but by simply living as though there were nothing else. That's not nihilism. I don't want you to confuse that. It's not saying that what's the point to all this if there were. It's not saying, there's nothing but just one thing and and there's no point to anything, you're just going to end up there anyway. That's nihilism. But it's saying, because this is all there is, that's the point of everything. Then the one simple thing is everything. That is the point of the one simple thing, the one single thing that you do becomes everything. Don't throw away everything for one small thing. Put everything that you have into the one thing, and everything comes out of it again. And then you go into the world.